count this time? Hey!
Hey! Here we are, live in Japan. Okay, we figured it out.
We think we figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you can hear us now, friends. I hope so. Shannon Heaton here.
Matt Heaton here. Yeah.
And we are so honored to have Hatao-san here with us. We are live in Japan. And thank you for... Hey! Thank you, friends, for your patience. We took a little while to get live, but with all
We
of
think
you...
we're live this time.
But we've been live in the room.
Oh, that looks good. That
having a
looks
great time.
promising.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Yay.
Thank you, all of you, for joining us. Saul in Michigan, you were the first in the room, and we're delighted that you're here live with us. Thank you for figuring that out. Oh, a little bit stressful, but we worked it out. Perfect. Adele in Halifax, hi and welcome to you, to Julie, and to John. Adam is here with us on stage left. Hey! I don't know if you got in the camera.
Maybe not.
Yeah. There it is.
To Nick in the UK, to Backfeed in New Jersey, to Jenny in Leitrim, to Carrie in Florida, to Jocelyn in Pittsburgh, to Virginia in Nova Scotia, and to Arthur in France, to Allison in Rhode Island. It is funny. Since we started this in COVID, and I know you have done a lot of live streaming on your channel, we've learned so much about live streaming.
And then
it's
forgotten
still,
it all.
doesn't get less stressful when things don't hook up correctly. Thank you so much for
Thank
working
you for
on
dealing.
this. Saul, your tea is just done steeping. At this point, it's well steeped and probably cool. Julie in East Tennessee, hi. Demo in Sydney, Australia. Glad to have you joining us. Glad to have Margot in Chicago, Carrie in Florida, Betsy in Framingham, Mass, David and Wes and Julie in Frederick, Maryland. Hello all. Hi to Howard in Seattle. Hi to Chris in Natick, Mass. Exciting that you're listening from work. We're going to start off with the old favorite. Da 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 dee da da dum, da 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 dee da da dum. Let's see. To Moon, hello and welcome to you, David. Yes, we are here, and you are too. Steve in Steve in Scotland, and Wayne in the Winnipeg in Canada. Hi, Pam in Cambridge. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Rusty. Long time no see. Hi, Kevin in Austin. Hi, Nicole in France. Here we go with the old favorites. Dum da 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 dee da da da. Warming up in G. Here we go. us to get to play tunes with you live.
For us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks everyone in the room here live with us, and thanks everyone in the room here tuning in from your live, from wherever you are live. So let's see here.
If you are following along in the chat, Shannon is putting the tune titles under my account.
That's right.
Not
That's
just
right.
be further confusing.
So Petter, welcome to you in Norway. I'm so glad you made it. To Gustav, I'm glad you're on the pipes with us. And wow, this is just such an honor and so sweet to play tunes with you guys. So we're gonna finish. We're gonna carry on with some reels with the Cameronian do 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 dum.
In D, and then we'll go into Cooley's in E minor, which we just had a delightful guitar lesson on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, I spelled Cameronian
these things
because we
happen.
were just speaking of Cameroon, that wonderful country in West Africa.
Oh yeah, okay.
Cameronian.
It'll
Anyway.
be all right.
Hey Schmal, welcome to you in Australia.
But yeah.
Do,
Okay.
two, sound, go. Stylies and styly, very styly endings. Yeah.
That's right.
You. All right. Well, more hellos to Adronica in Argentina.
Oh my gosh.
Saludos. Hello to Jan in Scotland. Or maybe you're just saying hi to Dave in Scotland. Anyway, welcome to you. And welcome to Manoth Disciple. We're excited that you're back. Welcome back to Mike in Ohio. Good morning to you. Ohio gozaimasu to you in Ohio.
Ohio.
So we are so excited to be joined by Hatao-san and Adam and by a group of wonderful musicians here in Osaka. You know, it's pretty cool seeing you posting things on your channel. I mean, I think we really, both of us, started posting more and more for people for learning and for enjoying the music, you know, when we were remote.
Yes.
So it's fun to get to still share stuff, but do it live together.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's like a dream.
it's like a dream for me. But I'm inspired always by the content that you share. What motivates you to put things up for people to learn?
Well, it's for my practice. First of all, I want to learn more tunes, and I want to help people to learn tunes.
Yeah, I mean, we all got help and continue to help each other, I think. So
I have my 550 videos, tune videos. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking earlier about the time that Hatao-san played through the cultist books, like a marathon.
Yeah. But you have played 700 tunes in virtual guided session.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I saw the list.
That seems, I don't know if that's a lot or not, because we try to repeat a lot of the same tunes for people who are learning.
Like, do you play different tunes every time, or?
We really try hard to play more of like the common session tunes. You know, there are a lot of tunes that I wouldn't really play with the virtual guided session because I think they're not common and, you know, tunes, but we vary it, right?
Yeah, and a very nice man built a searchable database of everything, so like you can find, you know, like what tunes were played when, and it's amazing. You can and then it links to that actual stream, so
Is that with timestamps and everything?
yeah, no, it's
very
it's
useful.
hella organized.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You wouldn't know how organized it is from the start of this evening's.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Daijoubu.
here we are.
So to BT, ohayo gozaimasu to you, and to Yao in Brazil, welcome to you. And hey, this is really, really thrilling. I wrote in the chat, we're going to continue with 2 jigs. The Lilting Banshee into a tune that I was reminded of from you. The Shoemaker's Fancy. I think of you when I play that tune. Yeah, you taught it once in your tune. Yeah.
I might have forgotten it.
Let me remind you.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah. So the Lilting Banshee and the Shoemaker's Fancy. Do-do-la, do-do-la, do-do-dee-dum. 1, 2, 1. Okay, we have a question here. What model guitar is that today?
Well, first of all, thank you very much to Mario for loaning me this guitar, which is a Paul Reed Smith Angelus Standard.
Thank you,
So there
Mario,
you go.
for this wonderful guitar. It sounds beautiful to play together.
Trying to channel
play with
Tony McManus. He plays a PRS, I think.
Very nice.
One
Very
of the
nice. And I
things.
saw a nice hello from Danny in Venezuela, and then it went away. But anyway, Danny, welcome
He
to
changed
you.
his mind.
I'm so glad. It's too late. We already saw you. You already got in the room.
Uh-oh.
Well, we're going to carry on with some hornpipes with the Plains of Boyle, which is the little variation that Patty O'Brien did. Very nice. Into oh, I was not in tune.
That's right. You're E flat.
So Plains of Boyle in the key of D.
D, yeah. Into
Boys of Blue Hill.
thank you.
No,
off to
into
California. Wait, what?
off to California.
Okay. I tried.
I know.
Trying. That'll do. That'll do. I think it was great. I think it was a valiant effort. Let's hear it for Adam, who is very much in the room,
point
but
for trying.
AFK. Are you in tune with reality?
Yeah.
Still with it.
There's a little built-in tuner on this thing. Instead of going. I can come up.
Are we in?
I can go up if.
If that's the A, I need to come down. I think. I'm higher than you.
Matt's got the A. It's worth it to tune for a second so that we have the fixed pitch instruments aren't sad. One, two, one, two.
Somebody was asking what flutes you're playing, what model, like who made your
My
flute?
flute. My head joint is made by Paul Jigs from Brittany, France.
Mm.
And this body part is from Switzerland, Thomas Ivy. Have you heard of him?
No.
Right on.
No.
No.
Thomas Ivy from Switzerland.
Wonderful.
And Paul Jigs from Brittany.
Okay.
So two flutes.
Amazing. And you got the
And they fit.
works.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Big flute.
Oh, B.
Let's-
Wow.
Yeah. Do you see? He's got the
Oh my God.
works.
It's very
Did he make this? The Switzerland
Yes.
made the bee.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and they work nicely.
It's leaking.
Yeah.
It is adjustment, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to go all the way down. Well, my friends, what is next? We plan to do some reels.
Yes, we do. Such hits as Father Kelly's in G, into The Maid Behind the Bar in D, and The Man of the House in E minor.
Man
There he
of
is, the man of the house.
Amazing.
So Arthur is excited that Brittany is represented. Yes. Trugare. I'm losing my trugare, being trying a little bit of Japanese here. Focusing.
Something's got to give.
Okay, so here we go.
Father Achilles.
That lovely tune in G into the Maid Behind the Bar into Safe Home. Here, come on in the hot spot.
And everybody else.
So that we all believe that you're
Go and
here.
catch the last trains.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Yes, the last train is about to leave, and so we're going to lose half of our wonderful players here. Are you in the frame yet?
I'm
I
not
hope
in
so.
frame. It's decided that
You
I'm
will
not
be in a
important
minute.
enough.
There you are. There you are. Adam, will you join us for a few reels?
I will try,
Dum. Into the Maid Behind the Bar. Into dum. Two.
forgotten the first one.
Ready. 1, 2. G. 2. Ready. Whoo. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thanks for the tunes. We are going to play some Barndances and then try some kind of offertory. Kim, thanks for joining us. Exciting that you've got your fiddle out in Nova Scotia. Exciting, exciting, exciting. So we're going to play some Barndances. Yeah. That was really terrible, but you know what I mean.
It is what it is.
Into... I guess that last tune is more of a fling. So it'll be a little
Fine line.
slight change of feel. Just a slight. So we'll make a little break between the two.
Okay.
Oh, I should type them in, though.
Oh,
I should type them in. Lucy Farr's. Lucy Farr's and
The Miss Galvin's.
Miss Galvin's. All right. Thanks for joining us, folks, and thanks for joining us and hosting us. This is so sweet. So, yeah.
So fun. Much fun. Okay.
G, 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 G.
Lucy
1,
first.
2, ready, go. Together. So I forgot to say that my flute is made by the Olwell family. I normally play a Patrick Olwell flute, but this is my recent creation by son Aaron Olwell, and it's beautiful and fun to get used to playing something new. And they said they're talking to each other. I think.
Yeah.
So maybe we try something special. Should we try Big Eared Brad? Can we try it?
Shannon, can I put you on the spot before we do that?
Yes, of course.
You were saying that the first one was a barn dance and the second one was a fling.
Yes.
Can you explain to me and also maybe our audience what the difference between the two is.
Well, there are members of our community who could answer this question far better than I. I mean, a barn dance is sort of a very simplified hornpipe, right? And a fling is just sort of the same thing, only just with tunes more from the north. So sometimes they have just a slightly different rhythmic accent, just slightly. I think they're fairly interchangeable, but a Highland fling has a little bit more oh at the end of it, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, I learned the second one as a hornpipe.
You did.
I also learned the second one as a hornpipe. That's why I was wondering. But that doesn't mean you can't play it as a fling.
Right.
It's played with Kitty's Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
The title is Kitty's Wedding. The
Oh.
second one. What's the title
Bum
for the
ba
second
da
one?
dum do 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 da. That's what I know as Kitty's Wedding.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so-
Which also has a similar rhythm
Yeah.
to the one we just played.
I mean, I think that hornpipes generally have more connecting notes, maybe just a little bit more melodic content. Maybe. Yeah. And the tunes travel around a lot, so we may be not playing them the way that they were flung originally.
I was just curious because I was thinking of how would I teach this? What if somebody asks me this? What do I say?
Yeah.
So I figured I'd ask you first.
Well done. Well
Learn
played.
from your mistakes.
Yeah, learn from my mistakes. Well, very recently, I was super honored that you learned my tune,
Yeah.
Big-Eared
Yes.
Brad,
Very
which
good,
is a
yeah.
tune that I wrote for a backyard bunny rabbit. And in fact, members of this community knew when we first welcomed this little wild rabbit in the backyard, sort of into our yard. He was there every day, and he ate half of the garden. He was a nuisance, but he was so cute. And when he expired, when he died, we were very sad, even though he was just a little wild rabbit. So I wrote him this tune. And then you learned this tune. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I did.
And then you shared it on your channel and taught other people.
Yes.
So thank you. So should we try that?
Yes, let's do it.
This will be our special offertory selection, just by itself, maybe. Yeah, big-eared Brad. So as we
Do
always
you want
do.
the intro?
Yeah, let's do the intro. Big-eared Brad.
I'll give you a vamp.
Okay. And while Matt is vamping, I'll just say thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Thanks again to Hatao for having us. This is a little special offertory for you. And Kim says, where is the fiddler? Just gotta trust that he's here. Hello, Carolyn in Brussels.
I will join at the second time.
Okay, sounds good. Lovely and talented Matt Heaton. with learning my tune. That is a big honor.
It's very cool.
Very cool. So there we go. Big-eared Brad. Gave him a good send-off. So we have just time for a couple more sets of tunes. Maybe we'll try Pull the Knife and Shtick It again. Actually, we just played E minor. Maybe we'll try the Copperplates instead. Yeah, the Copperplates. We'll do the Copperplates. And before we do, to Tabi, thank you so much for the kindness. So that was our offertory selection. If you would like to kick in and make a small donation to share with the family here, I think there's a link in the notes.
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
Yes.
You're going to have to work for it.
But anyway, we're delighted to have folks joining us and playing from your homes, as we have done for years now. And many people have known your music for years as well. So this is very special.
Yeah,
to
if
meet
you're
live.
if you are like a regular with the VGS, but you don't know Hatao yet, but he has a YouTube channel as well.
Yes, I do.
With many things on it that might be of interest to you, so you should check it out.
Hatao's Irish tune of the day.
Yes.
Of the day, mind you.
Hatao's Irish tune of the day. Inspiring. So we will try, friends, we'll try the two Copperplates. Yes. Are we in tune with reality?
Fortunately, I go flat and everyone else goes short.
Oh, same. Gotta get used to the reversal of flutes.
Two. Ready. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. Merci beaucoup. Trugare. Dankjewel. Vielen Dank. Gracias. Muito obrigada. Efcharisto.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Hvala vam.
谢谢。
谢谢。
Eskerikaso. ขอบคุณนะคะขอบใจหลายเด้อกามอื่น and
데리마카시.
谢谢
시시.
shukran. Thank you so much. Spasiba. For joining us and for being friends to the virtual guided session and for being supportive of us and of one another as we practice this music at our various levels from our various countries in our various languages. Thank you for meeting us here. And we'll finish with the butterfly,
Okay.
which is always pretty, slip jig. And if you have any Irish music needs, lots and lots of tunes on your wonderful YouTube channel. And thanks for sharing that.
Thank you for introducing.
Oh, and also a new album being launched tomorrow.
We have
so
the cabin.
Yes,
Right.
so we're performing tomorrow night
Yes, we will. Yeah.
in
We play in Itami. Always.
yes, the venue is called Always. It's in Itami, and we get to hear your selections from your new album with Nami. And please join us. And we're also maybe going to live stream it.
Yes. We
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So thanks, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Happy to have you. Thank you, all of you in the room with
Yeah.
us. It's really been wonderful.
and thanks again for the guitar.
It's beautiful.
It really
sounds
is.
really
Sounds
nice.
great.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Good morning. Have a great day at work.
We need to hit the button.
We need to hit the button. Bye, guys.
Bye. We did it.